afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, March 24th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Recap. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. And let's get into the news. TNA is looking for a bigger TV deal. As you know, they come on Access TV. And, they used to have one when they were on Spike TV. They're trying to figure out where to go. They can't go to Tubi. That wouldn't be the best and brightest idea, but we shall see what goes on with them. I'm hoping for bigger and better things for TNA. Artist City has called out the retired wrestlers for using the podcast. Their podcast to pretty much trash the industry. More importantly, they go out of the way to trash AEW. Guys like Bully Ray, Disco Inferno, Eric Bischoff, for some reason have just hate in their heart for how things are and things that are new. Just be better or stop talking. Alberto Del Rio, or Alberto El Patron, has been suspended after getting into it with a fan and throwing a chair at them. This was at the Tijuana Wrestling This is brought to you by the Tijuana Wrestling Commission. This is at a AAA event. He's just done. He's out for at least 6 months. Tony Khan has given us an update on Camille's status. He just pretty much says that she was attacked. We don't know who's attacked her. We're going to figure things out. Can't wait for her to come back. That's pretty much a non-answer. This was taking place. He was asked this at the Queen of the Ring premiere. And mind you, here's the thing. They promoted Toni Storm, but Camille has a much bigger role in the movie than Toni Storm. So something is going on with Camille. The John Cena heel turn is going well, but there's been no mention of The Rock at all. Something is up. We don't know what's going on. We're waiting to see what happens as we get closer to WrestleMania, but it's just weird that throughout all of this, there's been no mention of The Rock. Apparently, there are slow ticket sales for Dynasty, which is happening in Philadelphia. I'll be there. Apparently, there's 4,300 tickets left, which I highly doubt. Now, I will tell you this, but there's been little to no promotion of the show going down in Philly. There's been no posters, no ads, but we shall see. I really expect the show to sell out. It's one of their bigger shows. The AEW pay-per-views always sell out. The legendary 187 Homicide has had his retirement match, teaming up with Bull James to take on Mike Santana and Alpha Jr. This was a great way to close his career. Doctors told him that he could not wrestle anymore. He has a cyst on his brain. His vision and speech are bad. So he gave it one last go, and the tributes came pouring in for Homicide. This is absolutely fantastic. It was a great way to go out there. He's bringing back the Slammies. Voting is going down this week, and these are the categories along with the nominees. Female Superstar of the Year, we have Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, and Io Sky. Male Superstar of the Year, Cody, Roman, Gunther, Punk, Priest, Drew, Jay, Seth Rollins. Most memorable entrance, Cody at Mania, Jay on Raw, Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, The Rock at WrestleMania, Bayley at WrestleMania, Randy at Bash and Berlin, Seth at WrestleMania, Sammy in Montreal with Jay, Sammy at Mania with KO and Chad, Logan at SummerSlam with MGK, Dom Mysterio at Bad Blood, and Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. We won't go through all of the nominees, but there's more. But the rest of the categories are OMG Moment of the Year, Faction of the Year, Tag Team of the Year. For some reason, Fraxine is not in this group. Rivalry of the Year, NXT Superstar of the Year, Match of the Year, What the Fuck Moment of the Year, Social Star of the Year, Breakout Superstar of the Year. We shall see how things pan out. We have an update on Kiana James. Let's just say she was out with an injury, had a knee injury. I should have put this in injuries, but she also got a little bit of work done. She's been walking the runway. She is the designer behind John Cena's outfit, so we shall see where she at. Mark Henry has signed a Legends contract with the WWE. This is a good thing for him, so who cares? AEW As announced, spring break through April 16th. This is an important moment because on April 16th, AEW Dynamite will surpass WCW Nitro as the longest running wrestling show on Turner Networks. And the irony in this is the last episode of Nitro took place on the spring break edition of Nitro. Well, can't say anything bad about AEW now. Josh Barnett's Bloodsport has announced more stars for their show. Carmen Petrovic Up NXT has been announced, along with Pete Dunne, Natalia, Karrion Kross, Jonathan Gresham, Miyu Yamashita, David Mazmaznani, Tom Lawler, Timothy Thatcher, Simon Gachinya Aoki, Royce Isaacs, Maka, Layla Hirsch, Konami, and Gabe Kidd. It's a good group. What we got going on? Zilla Fatu is out with an injury. Has been pulled from a Limitless Wrestling event he suffered over the weekend. And Goldberg has not been medically clear yet for his retirement match. So we'll see what happens with him. But that's the news, and we'll be right back with the weekend review. All right, let's get into the week in review. We start off, of course, with Monday Night Raw. And, well, John Cena has finally spoken. He comes out, no new clothes, no new music, everything is the same, and he explains why. Essentially, Cena has been in an abusive relationship with us, the fans, and he's breaking up with us. And I get it. For years and years, he's given himself, and we've done nothing but take. He's not a face, he's not a heel, he is a human being. I like it. And he's like, you don't get no new music, you don't get any new gear, because that would just make you cheer. That would just be giving you what you want, and I'm no longer doing that. Cody comes out and says, listen, Cena, find yourself, because if this is the Cena I'm facing at WrestleMania, I'm gonna walk right through you. It's good. It's a good first step, but there was no mention of The Rock. Penta defeated Ludwig Kaiser in a no DQ match. I'm calling this a no DQ match because they said it was a no holds barred match, and I'm changing this wrestling trope. This is to get Penta a good win to finish his feud up with Kaiser, and he wants the Intercontinental Championship, so he's moving on to that to feud with Braun Breaker. But I think we're going to get a multi-man match at WrestleMania. Dakota Kai beat Ivy Nile in a quick match. Io Sky is still disrespected on the contract signing. Rhea and Bianca are just disrespecting Io. They both say something stupid at, this is Io, you can't put your hands on me again. I'm like, y'all touched Io first. Y'all hit her first. Hoping Io wins at WrestleMania, but Rhea interrupts and powerbombs Io onto Bianca through the table. She signs the contract and then takes off with Pierce and Int'l. Jey Uso squashed Austin Theory. I think this match was supposed to go longer, but the Cena opening went long. Jey fights off Grayson Waller, and Gunther ends up holding the belt, taunting Gunther. Adam Pearce demands the contract from Rhea and tells her that she's not in the match. This is not how things work. The woman ended up brawling with Rhea walking away. The LWO beat the Creeds. Then the American-made luchador, who we find out his name is El Grande Americano, attacked Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee after the match. Seth Rollins comes out and says he will be at SmackDown and confront Roman and CM Punk. AJ says Logan Paul doesn't belong here. He doesn't belong in a roster. He doesn't belong in his business. Karrion Kross tries to convince AJ Styles otherwise, and AJ is not hearing it. And in the main event, Braun Breaker retains the Intercontinental Championship, defeating Finn Balor after Carlito and Dominic Mysterio messed up. Things are coming to a head. Penta makes the save and stares down Braun. This show gets a fist. It was fine. I wanted to give it higher, and that was only due to John Cena's, explaining himself, explanation, but no mas. Over in Dynamite, this snowstorm will not stop the show. This show actually gets a thumbs up. I very, very much enjoyed it. Her opening contest was Speedball Mike Bailey and Ricochet defeating Orange Cassidy, Mark Davis to face Kenny Omega for the International Championship at Dynasty. This was actually a fatal four-way, and Speedball and Ricochet both got the pin on Mark Davis. Mercedes Mone defeats Billie Starkz to retain the TBS Championship. This is a fantastic match. MJF will give MVP his answer next week. Jon Moxley retains the World Championship, defeating Adam Copeland in a street fight, and everybody got involved. All the Death Riders came out. FTR came out. Willow Nightingale came out, but at the end of the day, the Patriarchy came out. Mox still won, and Dax walks away from Cope. Bandito will fight for Gravity, and he wants Jericho to bring Gravity's mask to Collision. Well, Johnny TV challenges Bandito to a match on Collision. Will Ospreay defeated AR Fox. This was a standby match, as Ospreay was in town, and he's like, "Yo, bro, put me in, coach." Heyman Adam Page will still make sure Swerve doesn't become world champion. He enters himself into the Owen Hart Cup. Mercedes Moné gives Billie Starkz props, but whoever trained that kid needs to do better. In the main event, Mega Bane defeated Chris Statlander. Toni Storm was on commentary, and when Toni Storm's on commentary, it's always a beautiful, beautiful thing. And she then tells Megan that they will be meeting at Dynasty. It's gonna be really, really good. This show gets a fist. It was just a really good show. Over on Impact, more people cross the line, and this is taking place inside the TNA Knockouts division. The show gets a fist. Masha Slamovich says she's moved past Cora Jade, but Tessa Blanchard wants next. JC Jane attacked Masha, and then Tessa is banned from ringside for the match between JC and Masha taking place next week. So JC Jane crosses the line. The Rascals ended up defeating the Northern Armory. Ace Austin made the save. Isaiah Brookside is tired of doing the right thing and is tired of getting screwed for doing the right thing. Rosemary wants her to just give in. First Class Penthouse is interrupted by Chavo Guerrero, who's interrupted by Cass. Laredo Kid and Dr. Khan Jr. back up Cass, so we know we got ourselves a 6-man tag match going down at some point. Santana beat Ali by counter. Ali did not run away from Santana. He says he's already beaten him. He doesn't need to, put himself through that. Nick Nemeth takes credit for TNA's resurgence, and Matt Hardy tried driving the wedge between him and his brother, so that's why he had to get put down. Leon Slater will face Nick, and he failed to fight off both of the brothers, Zaya Brookside and Lei Ying Lee. I got this written as Zaya and Lee. Funny. Defeated Rosemary and Savannah Evans. The Elegants are interrupted by not only the Metagirls from NXT, but the team of Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley from NXT. They all brawl, and this is what the Knockouts division needed. If you don't have enough teams in your company, get teams from outside of the company, and NXT has a plethora of teams. Steve Macklin doesn't need the Northern Army. In the main event, Joe Hendry and Elijah defeated the System. Over on SmackDown, more matches at Sepharmania. This show almost got a thumbs down. It was not a great show, but it wasn't a bad show either. KO tries making amends with Randy Orton. Says, listen, I stopped the man from doing something that he shouldn't be doing, and Cody and Sammy deserve what they got. You did. Let's team up. Go after the tag team titles at WrestleMania. And Randy's like, nah. Now we got the match set for WrestleMania. Damian Priest and Jimmy Uso defeated Shinsuke Nakamura and Drew McIntyre. Drew puts Damian Priest down again. The winner of Braun versus Jacob Later Demon will face LA Knight for the championship, United States Championship, that is. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair have a sit-down interview, and this was what you expected. Just whack. Went over the same talking points. Braun Strowman defeated Jacob Fatu by DQ after Solo and Tama Tonga interfered. Jacob Fatu was not happy. Solo was like, yo, I thought you looked like you needed help, and Jacob was like, nah, stay out of my business. Liv Morgan makes it be known why she has an issue with Jade, and it's plain and simple. For weeks, Jade let it slide and let everybody believe that Liv and Raquel were the ones that attacked Naomi, and never once said no, that was not them. But she had time to go on vacation. She had time to update her Instagram. She's not wrong. Jacob Fatu again says Solo to stay out of his business. Piper Devin defeated Zelina Vega, and just like that, Zelina was trying to go for the championship, failed. Liv Morgan defeated Jade Cargill after Naomi got involved, and Naomi beat that ass down after the match. Beat down Jade. It's not pretty, but we're doing okay with the Naomi heel turn. And Drew McIntyre won't stop coming after Damian Priest. The Street Profits are champs who want the smoke. Looks like they're back to being good guys again, which I don't agree with. Legado Definitesimo wants to smoke, and Pretty Deadly are the number one contenders, reminding Legado like where the number one contenders. The Street Profits then went on to beat Legado Definitesimo. Pretty Deadly denies DIY a championship opportunity just in case they win. In the main event segment, Rollins, Reigns, and Punks all have a conversation. Punk's like, Rollins tells Reigns, yo, why'd you stop me from putting down Punk? What are you doing? Looks like we got to do this one more time, you and me. Punk comes out like, yo, you two never beat me. Roman, I saved your ass. I'm still owed a favor. And they brawl. Triple threat match set for WrestleMania over on Collision. This was Saturday and Sunday Night Slam with 1 hour apiece taking place after the NCAA tournament. So on the Saturday show, Dan Garcia defeats Adam Cole by a time limit draw, retaining the TNT Championship. Hook answered Max Caster challenge, and of course Hook wins. Serena Deeb still wants to be involved with Queen Aminata. Says, listen, here's the book with the hose. Follow me, you'll win. I'm not a rejecter. Aminata versus the Julia Hart. Lexi Nair wants to know if Harley Cameron and Harley Graham are the same person, and Harley's like, nah. Feel the wrath that runs off. The Don Collins family team of Konosuke Takeshita and I believe the Murder Machines defeated Powerhouse Hobbs, Mark Briscoe, and Rocky Romero. On the Sunday edition, the Death Riders retained the Trio Championships, defeating Top Flight and AR Fox. The Crew then came out. Leo Rush and Action Andretti attacked Top Flight by choking them out with their chains. The Undisputed Kingdom vowed to win their respective third matches against Dan Garcia and FTR. Okada says he puts bitches to sleep because he is the champion. Bandito defeated Johnny TV, and he ultimately gets the mask back from, he gets Gravity's mask back from Jericho. Mega Bane, we got a video package. She finally speaks. She's the Mega Sis. She was given this gift by the gods, and she will become champion. Tony Storm responds in kind. Tony Storm's just amazing. Harley Cameron won a squash match. The Don Collins family will be on Dynamite to reiterate their goals. And in the main event, Komander and Hologram defeated the Beast, Mortos, and Dralistico in a fantastic match. Of course, Harley Graham showed up to support her brother, friend, cousin, and Hologram, but also we might have ourselves a love connection with her and the Beast Mortals. In the matches of the week from Dynamite, Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey versus Mark Davis versus Orange Cassidy in the International Eliminator Final. From Dynamite as well, Mercedes Mone versus Billie Starkz for the TBS Championship. From Dynamite, John Moxley versus Adam Copeland in the street fight for the AEW World Championship. The New Japan Cup Final, David Finlay versus Shota Umino. From Collision, Dan Garcia versus Adam Cole for the TNT Championship. But of course, that fantastic Luchador tag team match, Hologram and Komander versus Dralistico and the Beast Mortos as stars of the week. I got to give it to DDB for really knocking out the park with this European tour, even though the crowds was doing it. John Cena for commanding his heel turn, and David Finlay for winning the New Japan Cup. But that is a show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Look, we got on the screen coming up. And of course, check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, and of course, the 215 on Twitter. See you when I see you. Peace.